My real name is Philippe Lavid, and everyone knows me by the Feliew. Feliew is my nickname. I'm 39 years old, and it makes like 14 years now that I'm doing hunting content in YouTube, at the really beginning on the YouTube in France. And it has increased a bit. Now I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and it became my work now. I'm doing it 100% of my time. And then I worked also. I've been asked to participate in wild boar fever, which was the best experiment in my life. And I met very good people. And Alexander, we became friends. And we shared a lot of good hunting moments. You know, when you get on TV and people say, "But you are an influencer," or I prefer the word content creator, and on hunting. But does it work? But yeah, I have more than 125,000 followers, and they say, for hunting in YouTube, in something modern. They always imagine that the hunters are guys just living in the forest and they are not connected. It's already surprising. And even before giving some argument and before start the talk, you only have points because of that. Because they say, oh, it's not something that doesn't exist, or like dinosaurs, very old. So I think it's important to exist in this platform and social media. I like this question. When I start to hunt, it's something I cannot answer, because you know, when you have it deep inside of you, I always been. Of course, I didn't have the license before the age, but you know, I was always at the beginning it was trying to build a bow. And after I had my first hair gun, so I was always and improve with the legal things. And then since I'm 15, and of course it's my father, and that brings me very early to the hunt. And this is how all started. I waited for long. Every new season, I first hunt a lot in small games that people doesn't know. Most of my followers think that I always hunt wild boar and driven hunts, but at the beginning it was mostly small game hunting in the vineyards in the south of France, because I'm coming from the south of France, and this is my favorite hunt. And I lose my father last year, and so for me it was hard on this day, because it's typically the period when I'm used to go in the vineyards in the south of France, and this is the first time in all my life that I didn't do this. It's when you are hunting, you have your first hunting partner. Everything you do, you have to impress. You know, when you're young, you want to impress the guys that teach you everything, and then suddenly you're alone. But now it's the things change. The life is like that, and you have to teach somebody else now, and be a father also. So that's a part of life. But hunting has always a very strong and important place in my life. Which type of hunt I prefer? What I really like, and why I think it's a passion so important, is that for me hunting is like a passion of passions. There is plenty of passions and type of hunt that you can like, and what is very good is that you can do it in the seasons at different moments. So I do everything. I like to go bow hunting in the summer. I like to go after. For me, it's the ducks opening season. So after the bow hunting seasons, for me, at the end of the summer, it's the opening season of ducks. I go a lot of this also. I like to call the ducks and hunt them. After it's small game, so pointing with my pointing German short-haired, that's my favorite. I think my favorite hunt, because you're very concerned. Sometimes I like, of course, driven hunts, but in driven hunts you most of the time you sit on your chair and you wait that the other guy do the hunt, and there is plenty of things you can do, of course, at the stand, bad or not, but you're less involved that in small game hunting when you know, you work, you go on the good place, you place your dog with the wind, and then they are pointing, and the way you're placing from the dogs, and this is all your skills and experiment that so it's involving a lot more. So I think that's why it's one of my favorite, and of course the relationship with the dogs, it's amazing, and they share your passion, and it's much more than it becomes your hunting partner also. So I really like it. And then after it's driven hunts. So for me, November to February, I go a lot in driven hunts, mostly standing at the post. But maybe 10% of the time I'm also beating. I like it when there is woodcocks. I like, because you can have pointing dogs into the beat, and you don't know if it's a woodcock or if it's a roe deer or a wild boar. So that's quite funny also. I like it. There is new culture, there is new way of hunting, and new games, of course. That's why it's really attractive. And when people tell you about their hunting and they have, you know, their eyes are full of passion and all that, I really like that. And I think for me, hunting involved in the passion when I discovered the hunting trips. For me, my best hunt was the first time in wild boar fever when we went in Croatia. The hunt, of course, the hunt was good, but you know, there were Franz Albrecht, the first meet, and for me it was plenty of things. Meet all the people from the series, all the guys working, that we create very good friends and relationship, and it was a hard hunt also. Sometimes there were, like in a hunt in general, there were bad days and better ones, and I shoot a Keiler quite far away in the mountains with snow, and it was an amazing moment, and I think it was the moment that I felt the most sensible, so sensitive. I think I cried, but yeah, that was for me the best moment and one of my best hunt in life. And but of course there is typically totally different emotions all over the world. So there are plenty of it, and it's complicated to choose one. And what I never have done for now, and I would really dream about, maybe two things. Really would like, so something that I think is achievable. It's hunting in the rut, the red stag with bow, the bow hunt. I would really enjoy to do that, and maybe hunting ducks in Argentina, you know, for the diversity of birds you can find there. For me, priority is always to have my cameras, remote control. Everything has to be charged, and so yeah, it's and memory card has to be free. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff to prepare. And after for me, this is the gear, the clothes. So I'm a bit. Everyone know me for being very cold every time. So I'm coming from south of France, and I'm not so fond about cold, but so I need very good equipment for that. So I have a heating clothes. So it brings again more and more logistic, because the day before we have to charge everything. So yeah, there is a lot of light in my hunting room and charging things the day before hunts. Everyone in France know me for that. You know, there is three things. I think it's the beard, and of course the beret, mask, and my dogs, the pointing short-haired German dogs. So they are always with me most of the time, and yeah, and my nickname is quite untypical, for it's not French look like. But you know, my name is Philippe, and every friendly people say Feliew. Feliew, it's like the typical nickname for Philippe. And when I was younger, with one of my best friends, we were always hunting spear, you know, underwater. And we were going, because I was on the south of France, so we go in Spain. And in Spain, there were a good spot very close to a city called Feliew de Guixol. And so Feliew was very close to Feliew, and my friends start to call me Feliew, and this is it. This is how it started. This nickname is something very untypical, and I keep it for a while now. And there is very few people that call me Philippe. Everyone call me Feliew. So that's it. That's the story. And the beret, that's very funny, because I created one for. With my own brand, typically with the beard and the beret and the dog. So this is it, and I like it because, of course, it's typically French. It's and it has the value of French of France. Really, and it's a very nice product, by the way, and hunting product. You know that all the army, you know, over the world has a beret, because it prevents for the rain and for the heat, for the sun, everything. So there is good story, meaning that if you know in military you always have to keep your feet dry. And that's why in the army they have bigger one, because if it's very rainy, they put in priority on their feet to protect them for the moisture and humidity. And so that's the story. But I really like it for plenty of reasons: the style and the values of French, because I'm pretty proud of my country and all the landscape we have, and the climate and the hunt in France. And then, of course, the technical aspect. It's all about instinct. I think you have to listen to your instinct. I think the way we're living now in the 21st century is not looking like what we are in deep of us. So I think I work a lot in science, and I really deeply convinced that we cannot evolve, you know, so quickly, and saying now the life is to be sit on a chair, sit on my scooter, my moto, and be sitting behind the desk, and then going into the bed. It's not your whole life, of course. And always people on TV or something like that, they say, but you like to kill. No, can you imagine that thousands and thousands of generations, how happy they were when they get something to hit? So they managed to have a bird, or to have any game, and they were so proud to come back and to say we're gonna live, we're gonna survive because we have meat. And so I think this is the remaining of that, and thousands of generation. All was for hunting. It was really important, and we cannot get rid of that into our genetics. Listen to yourself, to your instinct, and try. We need to try. So sometimes it's complicated. I have a lot of testimony of people saying, young guys saying, my parents doesn't want me to go, and of course it's complicated when you're under 18, and but keep it in yourself, and just try, go meet the good people, and live the emotion, and passion will find you.